In this video, we share the story of unity and how local people and foreigners of all nationalities came together and worked together to overcome a huge issue. It started like any other day, where foreigners came from around the world to this famous Kandy train, promised to be the world's most scenic train, with stunning views of mountains, waterfalls, and tea plantations. Suddenly, the scenic train crashed into something, destroying the peace and quiet, and causing chaos throughout all the carriages. It felt like we had just crashed into something. Everyone had no idea what was going on, and we all sat and waited. Whilst I waited, I painted this cute painting of a child in front of me. We then sent up the drone to see what was happening. From what could be seen, it looked like 2 trees had fallen onto the tracks from a landslide. So we're on the Kandy train, and it's been a landslide with 2 different trees falling onto the tracks. So the first tree that had fallen had already been moved by locals and a few volunteers. They had taken the tree and chained it to the train and dragged it back to where there was a steep hill. They then pushed the tree down into the valley. Now there was a second tree. It was bigger than the first with huge roots. Once word had gotten around the train carriages what the problem was, many people started volunteering and getting out of the train onto the tracks to come and help. Loads of different nationalities all joined together, and everyone came up with ideas and ways of how to move this gigantic tree out of the train tracks. People had begun axing away at the roots, chopping down the branches, and trying their best to get it to move. It was beautiful to see so many different nationalities and locals working together and creating unity. An amazing dynamic to work together and resolve the issues. Although the tree had managed to be pushed, the roots were still over the train tracks and it still had to be moved even further. Everyone then had the idea to chain up the second tree and move and tie it to the train to get it to be pulled out of the way. So there's been 2 blockages on the railway. There's one, and there was the other. Everybody was covered in mud. All of their shoes and hands were covered with the red soil, and loads of people were bleeding, their ankles covered in blood. And this actually turned out to be leeches. Leeches were biting the volunteers and eating them alive. Finally, the ordeal had finished, and we went back into the train. Everyone was so excited we were on the move again. Some people were even dancing. I posted the video onto TikTok and it reached over 100,000 views, and it's still climbing, with hundreds of messages from locals and people around the world, inspired by the teamwork and unity of everyone together working hard to solve the issue. This has been an unforgettable experience and definitely something I'll remember forever. Sri Lanka is amazing, and I would still massively recommend the Kandy train.